Stop saying things like, can't you be like your brother? Can't you be like your sister? Look at how neat your sister is. Your sister is very organized. Stop comparing your kids to each other. Instead, focus on the behavior and stop attacking the child. Welcome back to my channel, where we talk about building a healthy and a happy home in God's way. In today's video, we're going to be chatting about sibling rivalry and how to deal with sibling rivalry and prevent it from escalating into resentment. My name is Olufumi Odumoagu and I am a homemaker, and I share different types of homemaking content that can change the trajectory of your home for good. So I'm sure that every African child can relate with fighting with their siblings or having that particular sibling that you fight with all the time. For me, it was my elder brother. We were always fighting when we were kids. Of course, we were good friends, and right now we are still very good friends. But when we were kids, we fought a lot. We fought over almost everything, while washing plates, while singing, while doing house chores. But thankfully, those fightings never led to anything serious, never led to resentment or hatred. But I've heard several stories from different people of how sibling rivalry went ahead to become a very big issue. And there are siblings currently who cannot look eyeball to eyeball. There are siblings that actually hate each other. And this most times starts from childhood. They hardly start from adulthood. It starts from their relationship as children and how their parents actually managed those little fightings that you think are ordinary. And I want to say, stop saying that they are just kids, they will outgrow it. I also fought with my brothers and we are good. Don't underestimate what is going on in your house. Don't think that those fightings will go away. They might not. Time might not heal it. So today I'm going to be sharing strategies on how you can deal with sibling rivalry, even from an early stage, so that it doesn't lead to resentment and hatred and family issues generally. So the first tip I will share is avoid comparisons. Stop comparing your children with each other. Even the Bible does not support unhealthy comparison. The Bible calls it unwise to compare yourself with other people. Every child is different and would have different behaviors, will have different strengths. Some children are more like you, the other might be more like your husband. Some children are not like anybody, they are themselves, and it's okay. So I would say that one of the reasons why sibling rivalry end up in resentment is unhealthy comparison. Stop saying things like, can't you be like your brother? Can't you be like your sister? Look at how neat your sister is. Your sister is very organized. Stop comparing your kids to each other. Instead, focus on the behavior and stop attacking the child. If you want your child to do better in school, if you want your child to be more organized, more neat, focus on the behavior. Don't compare them with others, because that will not help you. Trust me, it won't help you. It will only damage that child's self-esteem. But when you address the issue, you can tell them that they can do better in school without making reference to anybody, without making reference to your own self as well. Because some of us say things like, oh, when I was little, when I was your age, I used to be the first position in my class, and on like that. Stop comparing your children with each other or even other children. It will lead to resentment, which might not heal even into childhood. Another thing I want to say about this comparison: stop allowing other people to compare your children. Some of us don't compare our children, but we allow grandparents, friends, pastors to compare your children. If you see anybody comparing your child, the very first time they try it, in the most polite way, set your clear boundaries. Tell them, I do not like people comparing my children. I would not appreciate such comments in the presence of my children. When you say this, they will learn not to keep saying it, because people can be very overbearing and say untoward comments about your children even when you didn't ask them. They will say things like, oh, why is Taiwo finer than Kende? Why is this one more brilliant than this one? Your brother is even more brilliant. You are just dull. Stop allowing people to say such things to your children. Create your boundaries and stand by it. The second tip I will share is avoid constantly blaming a particular child or constantly praising a particular child. So let me give you an example. Almost every African child can relate to this experience where you are fighting with your sibling. I can remember clearly that My mom will say things like, but you are the eldest, let them be. And then you find out that you are building resentment and anger in your firstborn because you keep saying, but you are the firstborn, but you are older, you should allow your younger to do this. You keep indulging the younger children at the expense of your older child. All your children will commit an offense, you get home, you punish only the firstborn and allow the others to go without punishing them. Avoid this kind of behavior. It can lead to resentment and anger in your firstborn and your child. For some parents, it is the opposite. They scold the younger child every time while sparing the elder. They say things like, it's your elder brother, she's your elder sister, so you have to allow, so you have to keep quiet, so you don't have a voice, and all those kind of comments. It will make the younger one to begin to build resentment against the older one. Sometimes we put all the chores on the lastborn while leaving the firstborns to play or to do other things. Both sides are unhealthy. Make sure that you treat your children equally as much as you can. If you are going to help them judge a situation, make sure that you listen properly and make the right judgment. Stop judging the younger or the older. Judge the situation properly. Another type of this is when you say, but you are a boy. Boys are meant to keep quiet. Boys are not meant to react. You are even crying and you are a boy. Stop saying those kind of things. It could damage your child's self-esteem and even make them to harbor resentment and anger. Stop saying things like, you are a girl. Girls are supposed to be submissive. You're supposed to be quiet. Is this how you do when you get to your husband's house? All those kind of comments can lead to resentment and anger in your children. So avoid constantly blaming or labeling one particular child. The third strategy is avoid competition between your children. Instead, encourage teamwork. Allow your children to do things together while encouraging each person to bring in their strength into the activity. So you can allow your children go to the market together. You can allow them to cook together while sharing the chores amongst them in a way that enhances each person's strength and makes each person valuable. So stop constantly pushing your boys away from cooking while you stress out your girls, or you push your girls away from doing house chores while you stress out the boys. Let your children work together as a team and stop pitching them against each other. Stop making them to try to outshine the other person. Instead, encourage them to be the best version of themselves. The first strategy I'll share is learn to spend one-on-one time with each child. If you have more than one child, then you have more work on your hands. Avoid treating every child the same way. Try to have one-on-one time with each child and hear them out. Let them speak to you. Try to understand them. Try to understand how they think. Try to understand the discipline strategy that works for each child and apply discipline strategies that work for each child. Stop doing generalizations when you have more than one child. Spending one-on-one time with each child will help you to understand every one of them without causing problems. Also, I will need to mention that if you have a special needs child, be careful that you're not giving that child all the attention while neglecting the other child that you think is old. Sometimes it might not even be a special needs child. It might just be a stubborn child versus a more obedient child. And then you tend to just focus all your attention on the stubborn child while leaving out the obedient child. So when there are activities, you don't involve that one because, well, she's going to obey already. Or let me even say you have one child and one does better in school than the other. Stop neglecting the one that is doing better while you are focusing your attention on the one who is poor. You will think that you are helping the one that is poor, but subconsciously you might be breeding resentment in the other child who is academically excellent. They might think that you hate them. A popular example of this is the prodigal son in the Bible and his brother. The brother at home that was good and well behaved thought that their father didn't love them because every time it was just this stubborn brother, the other one that went astray. It seemed like the father kept focusing on that one while leaving him unattended to. So you want to balance things. You want to make sure that your children have as much attention attention that each child needs. The fifth strategy I would say is teach your children how to resolve their conflict by themselves. So when your children are fighting or have conflicts, don't be quick to jump in to resolve it or blame them. Try to allow them to resolve their issues by themselves. So if you hear them crying or coming to you, you can teach them to learn to communicate better with the other person. You can allow them to listen better to the other person. You can tell them, go and resolve your issues. Both of you should take turns to speak and listen until you get to the end of the issue. When you practice this and allow your children to resolve their conflict without you putting your opinion every time, you find out that they will get better at resolving their conflict, and with time they will be very good friends and hardly fight. By the way, most times when you try to put your own opinion, you might actually be biased because you were not there, you were not in the shoes of the children involved themselves. So allowing them to resolve their issues can lead to fair judgment and even help them to resolve conflict better. This will also help them to build this very important life skill of resolving conflicts easily in the future. The fifth strategy is teach your children godly principles and also model these godly values and principles to them as well. An example of this is constantly teaching your children about forgiveness, what the Bible says about forgiveness, how to forgive others. Teach them that Christ forgave them even though they are sinners. Teach them that forgiveness is a thing in every relationship. When you teach them and model these things to them, you find out that it will be easier for them to imbibe this themselves, and they will learn to forgive each other. Because trust me, conflicts will always happen. Siblings will fight here and there. But the values that you impute in them, the values that you teach them, will stand out and help them to combat the issue of conflict within the family. So learn to teach your children godly principles, and one of the ways you can do this is you can share Bible stories about how Jesus taught people to resolve their issues. An example of a scripture is where Jesus said that before you get angry with your brother, he must have offended you 7 times, 77 times or thereabouts. So you can teach them that Jesus expects that we keep forgiving and forgiving, and also teach the other person to also apologize. Each time there's a conflict, teach your children to listen properly and also learn to apologize to each other. And we've come to the end of this chat. I hope this has helped you in one way or the other, and I hope you begin to apply these principles in raising your children. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please kindly like my video and kindly subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you so much for watching and have an amazing time. Bye.